Ask them, I think.
Because I don't think they used them the last time.
We didn't use those the last time, we just used the pallet.
Yeah, so I mean, I suppose if Strucker did.
Hey John, we're finished.
No!
Well, I think you better come out first.
I know, I was just looking at that. Any tiny boxes there?
Where's that about?
Where do you go? Side?
Hello.
You like it or not, there's a
Good morning. I'm John Challis and involved in sending this container off to Malawi. It's being loaded today. It will take about 3 months to get out to Malawi. Having gone right round Africa, it will go over to the port and then be shipped all the way around Africa up to Beira and then overland up to the long way and then from the long way up to Ekwandeni where it will be unloaded. We've got about 1,000 boxes going in today, which include all sorts of things, include knitted goods, medical supplies. We've got a bed going out, hospital bed going out. We've got mattresses going out. We've got tools going out. We've got literature going out. We've got resources for schools, and we have a great team here today who've come and given up a Saturday to help load all these boxes, and they're going in the container well. We've got about 500 in so far. We've got about another 500 to go. So let's keep on with the good work. Thank you.
I'm just looking for the
That's not
This is a special box. It's going to a friend of ours who has classes for special education students. And we just met a lady here whose organisation in Ayrshire put up money for that building. We've never met her before, but we've worked with the teacher quite often. And it's really nice that we just showed the lady this box. She's never met the teacher. And we'd never met the people that put up the money for the building. So it's been this has been a wonderful experience here this morning, and that'll go to Annette to benefit her students. Annette Temple, Zuzu. Yeah, this box of school books has come from Gairloch High School in Wester Ross. Schools in Scotland are having a new science curriculum starting this year. So there are books in Scotland that are now redundant or surplus to requirements. So we're collecting them for secondary schools in Malawi who don't have textbooks at all for their students. So this is the first of the boxes. It'll get there probably by July, and then when we're there in September, we'll distribute these books to various secondary schools. And I know that they'll be well received once they get there. So that's the first of our new program for this year. This box has got bedding in it for elderly people, and it's for a church program where community support for people looking after their grandchildren. They're called Go-Go's, the elderly people, the grandparents, and they're looking after their grandchildren because of the missing generation through the AIDS epidemic. There's a feeding program that our church supports, and every 10 weeks there's a sort of rolling program of people coming for feeding. And it started because there was one time when there was a shortage of food. The grandparents were feeding the grandchildren, and some of the grandparents were dying. And so we were there, and we went back to our church and explained the situation. And since then, this is now 10 years ago, our harvest, instead of having cabbages and tins of beans, we collect money to feed these elderly people so that they're in a fit condition to look after their grandchildren.
The original idea was that these people would not survive through the hungry season until the following March. And there were 12 of them, and they all did survive. They went from weighing 24 kilos, some of them, to 40 kilos in 6 months, and none of them died. And that's continued because at times of the hungry season is January and February, but also at times of famine, they will feed the children rather than themselves. And the problem then is the children are double orphaned. They've lost their parents and then they lose their grandparents. And this is a dreadful trauma for them. So this was the rationale for the vulnerable and elderly of this particular part of Malawi.
Right. I didn't realise that. The minister was back in the scene.
You want to try it? Look at that, no problem, use it.
You got that one, John? Did you get that big one?
Sitting in there, we'll watch them there. We'll talk to stop.
That's it. Smile. Jesus, like
Those boxes.
You don't want to frighten them, do you?
All I'm doing is taking the container down to Grangemouth container port, where it will be taken off the back of the truck, put into a boat, and shipped off to its next port of destination.
I went to Malawi to see our link missionary, and she said that she had problems getting stuff through the post. She was getting about one parcel in 10. And I came back and told John, who happened to be a shipbroker, and he said, I think we can do better than that. And since then, we've sent 95 containers, 40-foot containers, household goods, from stuff from all over the world, all over the country, to Malawi in the north. It's where we work mainly. And it can be anything, any goods at all that are needed. We supported the hospital, a lot of the orphan care work, education, doing just general sort of waterworks, sewage, bridges, dentistry, opticians. The work's just expanded, and a lot of professionals have come on board because they want to get involved. If they've got a bit of time, they've worked through their lives, they want to give something back, so we have a lot of professional people on board doing projects, which is great, backed up with all the work of the containers. Okay? So
well, no. Of course, yes.
Absolutely no reason why these children can't go and goat skiing. The world champions goat skiing. That's our hard. Can we get a few big heavy ones to struggle? Maybe this one, that's every time. Well, the people here come from all over Scotland. The main bulk is no, they'll put them into sets. They'll put them into sets.
Anyway, so right, okay.
Medicines are they're out of date by the time they get there, it's illegal.
Yes,
But we had 20 mattresses from the hospital. They went today. We had 70 or 80 stacking chairs, children's chairs, so that's a primary school. Because the kids quite often are sitting on the floor. The first time I was at primary school, one of the girls, and what would you most like in life? A chair to sit on when I'm at the school, you know. Simple things. What a difference. So,
What, televisions as well?
no, these are computer monitors.
Oh, computers.
Yeah. So these have to be checked out. Somebody's going to come check them out for us, get rid of the viruses. And
Yes.
they'll go out because computers are. The average income out there might be £50 a month. So how do you buy a computer? You know, so very difficult.
I mean, that's sad, isn't it?
As teachers will be on £50 or £60 a month. The average wage used to be $1 a day, but because of the devaluation of the kwacha, it's less than that now. So the average person that's the average, and a lot of people are more than that.
How long were you out there for then?
Oh, I go out 2 or 3 times a year.
Right.
I've just been back for 10 days, so I'm
Right.
going out at Easter.
At Easter. And will this, how long does it take this to go?
Usually about 3 months. The one was sent. These boxes will come from all over Scotland and they'll contain all sorts of different things. A lot of them will have clothing, second-hand clothing, also knitted goods. And of course there will be tools and all sorts of things like that, and they will go out to Malawi and they will make a huge difference out there. People really have nothing, and these things will make a fantastic difference when they go out there. Every single piece of stuff in there will make a difference to somebody's life, and that's just absolutely amazing to think that all the things that come from all over Scotland, Northern England, Northern Ireland actually are making tangible differences, saving lives out in Malawi, which is just fantastic.
If the hands were going backwards, it's all forward fast. What if you're facing this?
That are going out to Malawi. It's a wonderful response. We've had about, I don't know, we've got about 30 helpers here loading this container, which will go out quite soon to Malawi and bring a great deal of joy and happiness to many people that will receive these goods.
Are you getting in trouble?
The one thing I would like to say is for anyone, if they're wanting to give goods of any kind, can they please put them in banana boxes, because they're so much easier to pack into the container. So that would be really good if people could do that. And the blankets and the children's clothes are always so well used out there. We were out there quite a number of years ago, and it was lovely to see the children with the woolly goods knitted from Scotland, and they just loved getting out of it.
Yes.
Too many times for
them in the other way because it's difficult coming up.